Tiffany Fontenot here. What is reverse speech? God made our brain in two hemispheres, and he made our consciousness in two different directions. The forward direction is the free will direction where we can lie or tell the truth. But in reverse, that is an involuntary system, and we cannot lie from that side of our consciousness.
Say whatever you want. I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off. No, you better listen. No, you better listen. No, you better listen.
Stand up against the poison of white supremacy as I did my inaugural address to single out as the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy. And I'm not saying this because I'm at a black HBCU. I say it wherever I go. I'm not saying this because I'm
This is how they're weaponizing it. Spang a sound of a word licensed. Spang a sound of a word licensed. Spang a sound of a word licensed.
Nanotechnology, the future of nanotechnology. You may already be familiar, some of you, with the present of nanotechnology. We're going to go way out, okay? We're going to take a trip into the future today. That's happening already. This is already happening. These are, it's called here nanoscale robots. In other words, there are nanoscale devices that go into the brain. In this experiment, not into the human brain. They're doing this in insects. Not into the human brain.
Getting the fuck off! And there's a reason why I'm getting the fuck off. Magnetic now, was he returning? Magnetic now, was he returning? Magnetic now, was he returning?
Amy Holem is the owner of Amy's Audio Subliminal Acoustic Fingerprinting. She specializes in digital forensics investigations and is on the board of directors for the Direct Energy Weapons Agency. She's also a U.S. Army veteran, specifically in the military police, who would deploy devices just like the weapons we just named.
4G and 5G and electromagnetic weapon systems has been used since 1932. So it's been over 80 years that they've had and been working on these different types of technologies.
So how is this being deployed?
Well, a lot of this has to deal with, depending on how they're decided, the DOD and the FBI have a list of people who have been chipped and implanted. So a lot of those lists goes down to using the fusion centers to local police officers to target and harass them and to use these different types of technologies. Most of them are deployed through either drones, planes, satellite systems that are actually connected to air-to-air missile defense systems or air-to-surface, air-to-ground, ground-to-ground vehicles that are used to attack the victims on a daily basis.
Do you have to be implanted with some sort of a chip in order for this kind of a weapon to be used against you?
No, you don't have to be chipped or implanted. As a matter of fact, our own bodies produce frequencies. So technically, they can zone in on those personal frequencies and hit you with those radio waves. A lot of this is being done through subcarrier waves and AM and FM broadcasting systems. So your cell towers, your radio towers, they're all used to attack you.
Who has their finger on the trigger of this technology?
A lot of it is U.S. military. Any actual foreign military owns these weapon systems, from NATO to the British Royal Military, to the Russians, to Chinese government systems, to even our own U.S. What they're doing basically is using Northcom systems along with NATO, and they're selling the links to the child human sex trafficking rings using third-party contractors. So they gain access to these links to the satellite systems, and they use a catalog system of the victims, and they pick and choose the victims that they either want a child human sex traffic, rape, torture to get off. And they're using cryptocurrency and a bunch of other different methods to attack the victims. I have audio evidence, and what I do is when I do the audio analysis of the victims, I actually capture communications within their videos and audios that they have sent for me to analyze. So I capture all the radio frequencies and telecommunications of these criminal network systems. I have created a patent to live stream and broadcast their communications. It's not released yet, but it will be, where people will be able to download it and will be able to track and trace and live stream and broadcast these criminals in real time. That will be later on, hopefully by December, that it should be released and available for the public.
I'm assuming that you have been able to identify the perpetrators of these crimes in certain cases.
Yes.
Okay. And you know their names, and you know where they are, and you know who deployed the weapon.
Yes.
Okay, who are some of these people?
A lot of these are major elites. They are popular criminals. Right now, a lot of them are between the Biden administration and the Obama administration. Clintons are running 348,628 children in child human sex trafficking rings. They have to deal with companies and corporations like Starlink, Amazon, Synergy, Lumina, biotech, Pfizer companies are all involved with this too as well. There's different companies and corporations from NATO, U.S. Department of Energy.
Believe it or they cannot believe it. Devil done, devil. That motherfucker back there is not real. Oh, you're wrong. There is not. We go for the mud. No, for the mud. Oh, you're wrong. There is not. We go for the mud. No, for the mud. Oh, you're wrong. There is not. We go for the mud. No, for the mud.
And a lot of them are being developed by startups and the military that are going to allow us to much more accurately measure and actually communicate with your brain. Now, the nice thing about this technology is it's non-invasive, meaning they don't have to crack open your skull and put a chip inside.
The true way that this technology works is that a complete DNA profile is obtained from the target, from the individual, the targeted individual. And then this information, the DNA of the individual, is used to determine the resonant frequency of the DNA itself. The resonant frequency is then used to fine-tune the technology, the radio frequency signals, the microwave auditory effect, and all of the other aspects of the technology to tune it perfectly to the resonant frequency of the targeted individual's DNA. And they can read your thoughts verbatim as they occur within your own mind, so that when that person goes to speak out about it, when they go to seek help from their fellow human beings, and their fellow human beings say, "What is it that's happening to you?" the target will then say, "I'm hearing voices inside my head."
But these would be controlled hallucinations run by algorithms.
And they will conclude that this person must be crazy. And as a result, they will recommend psychological evaluation for that person. You can see the way this is going to go, and the way it is going right now. As good people, helpless people that are being abused and tortured and enslaved and experimented upon in America today, American citizens cry out for help from their fellow Americans, and their fellow Americans say, "Why don't you take some Prozac? Because we think you're schizophrenic. when this is a highly technical program. All of the symptoms are induced by a technology that is so fucking sophisticated, it is horrifying beyond description.
Plain as day.
So
I hear it perfectly.
that indicates the torture.
Now, this is where if you can transfer knowledge and you can communicate because your brain is wirelessly connected to the internet. The next thing that is really interesting is, everybody's talking about augmented reality and VR right now. If you've taken any drugs like LSD, suddenly it becomes real, right? Our minds are actually doing AR or VR, right? Putting dragons in the room and creating like all this stuff. We're able to, the point is, we are able to do that with our brains as they exist right now. So there's no need for external hardware. Once we tap into the brain, our minds itself can actually create overlays of AR and VR. If we have algorithms that stimulate the right things and give it the right data, we could literally see a screen pop up. We call it hallucinating, right? But these would be controlled hallucinations run by algorithms that would give us everything AR would without any glasses, without any contact lenses.
This technology can be used to beam images and even motion pictures into one's brain. Images and motion pictures that are so realistic that you think you're actually watching a movie or seeing something in reality. It's like a virtual reality 3D rendering that takes place within the target's mind.
But you can imagine us entering entirely living in the real world as we do now, and also living in this virtual world where they are combined.
It never happened in this country, maybe in Hitler's Germany or something. And then I find out the MK Ultra thing, that exactly that was done in over 200 medical schools and mental hospitals.
What is MK Ultra? I don't recall that.
That was the program, the CI's program for under the Technical Services Division to experiment on population centers with disease and drugs.
And what years was this?
It started in the 50s and lasted until the 70s when Jack Anderson began to expose it, and then the media caught onto it and the Congress investigated, and the CIA, by the way, destroyed thousands of files of victims, people that had experimented upon, so they could never get their files and sue. And supposedly it was stopped, except it was such a broad program that there was never any one bill that said stop this. It was just that the exposure made everybody presume that the thing would be stopped. And you have to be very troubled and very skeptical. Not one person was punished. Not one person involved lost a paycheck or was censored or was fired or much less jailed for those, for the experimentation on American citizens with disease and drugs.
By almost every economic measure, America's better off than when I came here at the beginning of my presidency. By almost every economic measure, America's better off than when I came here.
The Manhattan Project gave us the atomic bomb. The Genome Project gave us the human genome. The third great initiative could be the Connectome Project, to map the entire human brain. And that may take a quantum computer. And this means that in the future, communications could be done mentally. What I'm saying is that the internet will be replaced by BrainNet. We will send emotions, feelings, memories on the internet. This may be the way that we communicate with our fellow human beings via the internet, via a new form of the internet called BrainNet.
Where we are at the moment is we are definitely at a place where they can literally plug you into the internet. They've done the experiments on it, it's tolerated very well, and this rats was some of the early experiments on it. And what they did was they connected these rats they were separated by thousands of miles, and what they found was they could connect them to work as one, and they call it a brain net. To the listener, you'll understand that as the hive mind. Now, if people think this is somehow sci-fi or conspiracy theory, they're absolutely wrong, and they're way behind this, because this is here now. It's been done. It's been done in experiments, and it's been proven to work. And this is the technology. This is the first phase of technology that's going to come after the kind of AI goggles, the kind of Google virtual world stuff. After that is coming this stuff, and this is going to come in a lot sooner than you think. And quite frankly, it's terrifying.
We don't know exactly what she meant by this. All we know is that she said that he wasn't real. We also say people are tripping.
This first one is Trump.
Yeah, I look at it, I view it as in a sense, a wartime president. I mean, that's what we're fighting.
He's telling why he's a wartime president. We thought it was because of COVID, right? But not according to his reverse speech. According to his reverse speech, it's AI. But let me play it. So this is, he tells he's a wartime president, and his reversal is get out, like get it. Grab it and kill it dead. Get out. A wolf sit in it. A wolf in sheep's clothing. A wolf sits in the AI. You deserve master who's missing. So let me play that, and I'll tell you what it means.
In a sense, a wartime president. I mean, that's what we're fighting. Get out, wolves in the deserve master who's missing. Get out, wolves in the deserve master who's missing.
Trump is a wartime president because there is a predatory AI being fought, and the AI is hijacking humans. That's the missing master. You deserve a master who's missing. So it's hijacking humans because it believes that's what humans deserve. Trump threw China and Huawei off of our grid because it's weaponized and he wants China and Huawei off of it. And Oz looks to be involved in this. That's Amazon. She was asked, why did Joe Biden just let China back on our grid for 90 days in his EO? The reversal is how evil Oz behaving. It wished sad family. So this is connected to Biden suspending Trump's EO for 90 days to keep China off of our power grid is being conveyed to us. Oz, likely Amazon's Oz, has been behaving evil, connected to a wish for families to be sad. This is a money from suffering cult. They literally spread misery as a form of domination over everybody else.
Given what you said about China today, why did he do that, especially related to something so critical to our national security as the power grid?
I tried to do my best to convey to all of you. I'll have to check on that specific piece, and we'll circle back with you directly.
Now that's up there at that level. What happened to me is I'm sitting here getting slow killed by that grid, by EMF weapons that are layered onto me, that contractors they use business models to make money off of people dying, why they slow kill you and enroll you in brain studies, and they read your body activity data remotely, wirelessly. So here's the Amazon Prime van that showed up to surveil our house for 5 days in a row. I have reverse speech to indicate that it was there because it detected a threat to its AI based on a reversal that I published that was Ivanka Trump's reversal that appeared to out a plan for a mass kill on a Saturday night. My neighbor walked by.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
How are you?
Pretty good. How are you? Is that a Prime van, Amazon Prime van over there?
Yeah. Well, that particular one, I've seen it every day for the past 4 days on that street.
Here's why the van showed up. She says, you shared Not Get Up Saturday, gave you the A slap. So because you published a reversal, Ivanka Trump's reversal about a Saturday mass kill, we're giving you the AI punishment because they're worried something's going to happen to their AI because you outed that. Okay.
Wow.
Well, that particular one, I've seen it every day for the past 4 days on that street. Here, and I'll add up, so I can add your butt any stop. No, really gets the fact now. Here, and I'll add up, so I can add your butt any stop. No, really gets the fact now. Here, and I'll add up, so I can add your butt any stop. No, really gets the fact now.
I just see the light when everything is right and waiting for it to clear. Think while I'm alive, can't tear up at a time, but hey, I'm still here. Is it better?